Good morning students. Now we study about the last part of the unit 1 of paper 1, floral attraction and rewards. In last class we studied about the pollination and its types and adaptation of self-pollination and cross-pollination. Now today we study about the pollinating agents which are take part in the pollination. The pollinating agents are, there are two abiotic pollinating agents, wind, water, they are the abiotic pollinating agents. While the insects, birds, bats, snails, these are the biotic pollinating agents. First one is anemophily. Anemophily means the pollination which takes place by means of wind is called as anemophily. And wind pollinated crops are the generally grasses, in which the plants to produce number of pollen grains means 1,000, lakhs or crores of pollen grains which are carried by means of wind. The pollen grains, they are smaller in size, smooth, light in weight, and they carry up to 1,300 kilometers by means of wind. They are formed in large numbers because all the pollen grains which are carried by means are not take part in the pollination. Some got wastage. That's why the anemophilous plants have to produce large number of pollen grains. And also they have to produce limited number of carpels, because the pollination may take place or they visit by means of niche or heat mechanism. And in some plant like maize plant, the male flowers are situated at the top of the plant, then they fall on the basal part of the plant where the female flowers are situated. In this manner, anemophily means the wind pollination. Hydrophily, the pollination takes place by means of water, is called as hydrophily. There are again two subtypes, hydrophily and epihydrophily. In hydrophily, the pollination takes place inside the water body. In Zostera, the marine plant, the pollen grains are discharged in the water and they are captured by means of the female flowers and the pollination is effected. In epihydrophily, in case of Vallisneria, the plants are submerged hydrophyte. Male and female flowers are separate, means unisexual flowers are present. After maturity of pollen grains, the male flowers, they are separated from the plant and they come to lie on the surface of water. At the same time, the female flowers come to lie near the surface of water by elongation of their pedicel and they turn horizontal. That's why cup-shaped structure is formed. And in this cup-shaped structure, the separated male flowers travels and fall in a cup-like structure. Then they pollinate the stigma of female flowers. After pollination, they again by coiling of the pedicel of female flower, it come under the surface of water. In this manner, hydrophily means the pollination by which water takes place. Entomophily means the pollination takes place by means of insect. It is called as entomophily. The floral attraction and reward, the zoophilous or entomophilous flowers requires some adaptations or have to achieve some requirements for the pollination. Means position of anther and stigma. Means position of anther and stigma is such that the body of the pollinator get dusted with the pollen grains and the pollination is effected. Then second requirement is advertise the presence of rewards. Means the advertisement means it consists of the color of flower, shape of the flower, and the bigger in the shape of flower. It is mostly visible from the longer distances, and also in some cases the flower color changes from yellow to orange in case of lantana camera after pollination. That's why the insect visit or forages to the lantana camera flowers. After pollination, they get changed to red color. That's why therefore the insect decide either to visit or ignore the flowers. And some fragrance are said, which also again it contains the volatile substances like alcohol, ether, acetone and ketones. These volatile liquids are present in a pollen kit, which also attract the pollinating or foraging insects. That's why they also decide to be or assess in the flower the presence of pollen grains or upsets. That's why it acts as a clue for the foraging insects to the flower. Then the nectar and pollen grains are the main source of their nutrition. It contains large amount of minerals and vitamins, and it is nutritious. That's why the insects visiting the pollen grains for nutrition, they get attracted by the pollen grains. They are remain covered by means of oily coating, and these oily coating also contain highly nutritious material, that is starch and oils in them. They are then collected by bees in a special area of their body called as pollen baskets. In bees, the pollen baskets are present on the hind limb of bees, while the leaf cutter bee, the pollen baskets are present below the abdomen. These are the nutritive rewards, and also the nectar sugars, it contains again glucose, fructose and sucrose. They are having the nutritious food material. That's why locomotion of Anemophilus, they are help in the movement of Anemophilus insects. Again, non-nutritive substances which are present in a flower, they are nesting material, nesting material, and rest in a warming period. Then sexual attractants. These are the some non-nutritional awards by the flowers. And also some insects visit the flowers to chew or to eat petals and ovarian wall. That's why they have some fleshy structures. These are the floral attraction and rewards for zoophilous flowers. Entomophily means the pollination by means of insect. Ornithophily, the pollination taking place by means of birds. Means the hummingbirds, sunbirds which visited the flowers and they are attracted by the color or nectar secreted by the flowers. In Pteropterophily, the pollination is taking place by means of bats. They are in the evening period. They secrete their odor is disagreeable, and the bats visited to these flowers in search of moths which are visited the flowers and also for the eating floral parts. In Melacophily, the pollination takes place by means of snails and sludges. These are the pollinating agency and the floral attraction and reward. This is about the pollinating agents.